shopping centers and concerts all have one thing in common. They've all been the targets of shooters in recent years and the scenes of some of the country's most horrific mass murders. The big question, would you know what to do if you ever found yourself caught up in an active shooter situation? Joining me now to talk about this, one of the area's leading experts in active shooter training, Tom Wager. Thanks for coming in, Tom. Appreciate it tonight.
Thank you for having me, Sean.
Now, I just named a few of the locations where we all know, unfortunately, mass shootings have taken place recently. And there are certainly too many others. But what do these kinds of places or scenarios have in common that so often make them targets and really things that we should be looking out for?
That's a good question. The first thing that we could define is what they call soft targets. What most shooters are looking for is a place where there's least amount of resistance. Also, the ultimate of surprise, where people aren't expecting this to happen. And also large crowds play a big factor in it as well, because these shooters want as much damage as they can to kill as many people as they can, because the more people you kill, the more you make the news.
Right, and for so many, I mean, it's the notoriety, unfortunately, that at least seems to partially drive this. I'm sure the training you provide, covers what to look for when attending large public or private events. But so many people say, we can't live in fear, and you don't want to lock yourself in your house. So what do we need to look for, and how do we put together this mental checklist to keep ourselves and our loved ones safe?
That's a good question as well. I think that the biggest thing that people need to learn is that the world has changed. It's not going to go back the way it was before. We need to be aware. We need to be aware of our surroundings, and most people are not aware of their surroundings. So the biggest thing to remember is what's going on around you. Be ready for these things that are unexpected. Also, when you walk into any building or even outside someplace, how do I get out of here if I need to get out of here? And what if the exit that I initially came in is blocked, or there's a shooter coming in? I need to be aware of what's going on around me. And that's the biggest thing you take away from this, is where are my exits and being aware of your surroundings.
Yeah, plan A, B, and C, right?
Exactly.
A lot of people, obviously all over the country choose to carry a firearm themselves as a source of protection. An opinion on whether or not, this is a wise practice?
It's I would say leave it up. It's to a personal choice. I personally do carry a firearm myself, but there are some dangers that come with that. And some of the shootings that have taken place in places like even Walmart and some of the malls, the problem that you face, especially with police, is if more than one person has a gun. And now we have a shooter that has a gun, and we hear the shots, and you're coming to respond with your gun. Now we have multiple people out there with handguns, and nobody knows who the shooter is. Right. And now we're shooting innocent people.
Yeah, who's the good guy? Who's the bad guy here? We're not wearing uniforms, right?
Exactly.
Oh, well, the police are, but the other people aren't. Okay, let's talk about what would be the second phase of any active shooter situation. One example, at a concert, you've surveyed your surroundings, you've gone through your checklist. The unthinkable happens. What do I do now?
Exactly. When you first walk into the concert, you're going to be aware of your surroundings. What am I going to do? The first thing we're going to do is we teach a run, hide, fight method. So the first thing you're going to do, and you don't even have to tell people to do this, you got to run. All right, if you can get out, the first thing you want to do is get out of the building, get someplace where it's safe. And if you can't run, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to try to hide. And you need to choose these places long before the situation even happens. So when you find that place to hide, whether you're with somebody, and make sure that wherever you do find a hide, that it's big enough for the people that you have with you, your wife, your children. And then lastly, we're going to fight, which is the scariest part of the whole scenario, is that you might have to take the shooter on.
All right, just a few seconds left, but we definitely want to bottom line it. You have an active shooter training session coming up. How can people get involved?
It's going to be at Brookside Fire Department, and we thank them for hosting it. That's at 3560 Athens Road in Harbor Creek, Pennsylvania. There is no fee for it. We ask for a donation, and these donations we donate to the Crime Victim Center, Because You Care, and Animal Network, and to name a few. So, but anybody's welcome to come out. It's open to the public, and it's October 23rd on a Wednesday evening at 7 o'clock.
All right, Tom Wager, thank you so much. We appreciate your time.
Thank you,
We'll be right back.
Thank you.